A couple had one beloved son, Paul, who attended the village school. One morning, his classmates burst into laughter upon seeing his hands stained with intricate henna patterns. Bewildered, Paul rushed home. "Mother, why did you dye my hands?" "I did no such thing," she replied, just as shocked. 3 days later, it happened again. The schoolmaster advised Paul to stay awake and watch, but sleep overpowered him, and at dawn he awoke to crimson palms once more. The next night Paul feigned slumber. As moonlight pooled on the floor, 3 ethereal girls materialized. One held his wrist, while another painted swirling henna. With a cry, Paul seized the robe of the painter, but she slipped away like mist. On the third night, he caught her. "Why mark my hands?" he demanded. The trapped fairy blushed. "I am a Genea. Your kindness charmed me when you shared bread with a beggar last winter. These marks were my courting gifts." Her beauty stunned him, eyes like molten gold, hair braided with starlight. Paul forgot his anger. "Marry me," he begged. "Only if you build a 7-room house with 7 unique locks," she said, "and never speak of me until it's done." For months, Paul labored in secret. When the last door was hung, the fairy moved in. Each morning, he locked every chamber and buried the keys beneath a rose bush. But fate intervened. A scratching rooster unearthed the keys, and Paul's mother, curious about her son's seclusion, unlocked the house. The fairy shrieked, "You betrayed me!" and vanished in a whirl of saffron silk. That night, she haunted Paul's dream. "I dwell now in the great empty desert. Seek me there if your heart is true." The Trial of Blood and Feathers. Guided by a crone, Paul found the legendary eagle atop a glacial peak. "I'll carry you," it rasped, "but you must feed me meat at every stop, or the journey ends." For weeks, Paul rationed mutton. When supplies ran out, he carved flesh from his own thigh. The eagle, moved by his sacrifice, flew him to a shimmering oasis. There, a silver gazelle watched him with knowing eyes. "Prove your love," it challenged, summoning 100 fairies. When Paul wept at not finding his bride, the gazelle shed its skin, revealing the Genea. Yet one final test remains. Their reunion was bittersweet. She forbade him from touching the cedar chest by the door, approaching the ebony table, gazing through the high window. But Paul's curiosity festered. One dawn, he climbed and peered out, only to see his mother, gaunt and grieving, calling his name across the winds. "No paradise is worth her sorrow," he cried, leaping, only for the eagle to catch him mid-fall. "Your filial love stays my talons," it said, bearing him home. The fairy came in dreams, her voice sharp as scimitars. "Sacrifice 5 black lambs at the crossroads, or lose the hands I once adorned." Paul obeyed. That final night, she appeared with tears like crushed pearls. "Go. Our bond is severed." He married a mortal woman, raised children, and grew old, though villagers swore they sometimes saw henna bloom on his hands after thunderstorms, as if the desert itself remembered.